I'm Julie, and this is my booktube channel. So today we are doing another tag because I was tagged again by the amazing Dust Covers For Wanderlust in like the coolest tag ever. It is the coffee book tag! I don't know if you know this, but I love coffee. And I love books. So like the only thing that could be better at this point is like a coffee makeup book tag, and I actually may have to go figure out how to do that. Maybe not right now, because we're going to talk books while I drink coffee, so I'm pretty happy and content. But yeah, so this book tag was originally made by Bangity Bangs, and I have to say, like, he's got really good taste. So get your favorite coffee mug, and let's talk about books! The way this tag works, each book will be assigned to a different type of category. So I will read the type of coffee, I will read what the category for the book is, and then I will give you my book explanation. Pretty short, pretty sweet, pretty delicious. Let's go. First is Black Coffee, and that is a series that was hard to get into, but that has really hardcore fans. And my choice for this book is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. It is the Grisha trilogy, and actually the reason that I've chosen this book is because I have it, and I have it downloaded on my Kindle, and I started to read it, but I haven't finished it yet. And I know that there are hardcore fans out there. I've seen them, I've read the reviews, and the book is supposed to be fantastic, and I'm sure that it is. I just had a really hard time getting into it, so I've shelved it for now, but because there are so many diehard fans, I know that I'll get into it eventually. It's just right now I have so many books on my TBR list that I have to read. I really didn't want to try and keep forcing myself to read it, and I know I probably should because, again, I hear it's amazing, but it's tough to get into. So that is my Black Coffee book, and once I do get into it and finish it, I will let you know how it is. The next book is Peppermint Mocha, and Peppermint Mocha is one of my favorite seasonal drinks of all time. That being said, that is actually our book category as well, which is to name a book that gets more popular during a festive or winter time of year. And this one actually is a pretty common answer for these coffee tags, but it's because it's very appropriate, and my choice is the Harry Potter series. I mean, if you watch ABC, every year they have a Harry Potter marathon. Like the last week of Christmas is like all Harry Potter all the time, which, I mean, I'm not complaining about, and I'm pretty sure not many people do complain about because it's fantastic. Fun fact, last year my family actually had a Harry Potter themed Christmas, and we watched all the movies and we introduced the kids to Harry Potter, and we were sitting there and we had a marathon with hot chocolate and things, and it was really, really fun, and we definitely plan on doing it again this year. Book number 3 is Hot Chocolate, and the task is to name your favorite children's book. And for this one, it was actually really easy for me. One of my favorite kids' books is one I don't know if many people have even heard of, but it is called The Monster at the End of This Book, and it's actually a Sesame Street book, and it is told by Grover. And the whole book he spends being worried because there's a sign at the beginning of the book that says there's a monster at the end of the book, and so Grover spends the whole book being afraid of the monster, and he tries to stop you from reading the book, and he like tapes it over or bricks up the wall, and every time you flip the page he goes, "No, you turn the page!" And I love this book because my mom used to read it to me when I was little, and she would do the funny Grover voices, and she would freak out, and it was just so fun, and I would laugh and laugh and laugh. And then at the very end of the book, after Grover's been panicking and panicking, it turns out that he is the monster at the end of the book, and he's like, "Oh, I feel so silly." So it's just a really cute book, and it's definitely one that I like to read to my kids, and it's one I have very fond memories of, and if you haven't read it, you should absolutely check it out. It's just super, super cute. Number 4 is a double shot of espresso, and I will admit I don't generally drink espresso. It's a little strong for me, but the books for this category are absolutely phenomenal, and that is because for the espresso, it wants you to name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. And for this one, I'm going to have to say the Illuminae series by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I actually read Illuminae a couple of months ago, and then I just got Gemini at the bookstore the other day, and I have absolutely just been reading it nonstop. In fact, I'm taking a break right now to film this, and I'm kind of sad that I'm not reading because it's just so good. Definitely, Illuminae and Gemini are a double shot of espresso right to the face. Number 5 is a Starbucks, and that is a book that you see everywhere. And I'm going to totally admit that I, for this book, completely and entirely and utterly jumped on the bandwagon, and when I was at the bookstore, I bought this book right here, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, because I hear about it all the dang time. Like, all the time. And like, it's in almost every booktube video I watch. I see it all over like my Twitter feed. I see it everywhere, and everybody's just talking about this book and saying how fabulous it is and how wonderful it is. And so I have jumped on the bandwagon, and I will be reading this bad boy. Probably not this month because I've got a lot of other books to read, but it is definitely on my list, and I picked it up because I see it everywhere. Book number 6. I am actually cheating a little bit, and I'm going to do 2, but I have a good reason, because 6 is for that hipster coffee shop, and it wants you to give a book by an indie author. And indie authors can be self-published, or they can also be for a small press. So for this one, I wanted to represent both. So my first book is from an indie author who is self-published, and that is my friend Spencer Hoshino, and her book, Paper Wishes. It's a YA contemporary with a bit of a magical feel to it, and it is just a really cute read. So if you're ever kind of like in a stinky mood and you just want to read something like happy and nice, I would definitely recommend Paper Wishes. It's really cute and really fun. The other book is actually kind of similar in feel to that, but it is by a small press repped author, my friend Leslie Hauser, and her book, Chasing Eveline, which just came out this month. And it's also another just a really good, feel-good kind of book. This one is also YA contemporary, but it is hard contemporary. There's no magic, no fantasy, but it does center a lot around like music. So if you like love music as much as I do, I think you'll definitely relate to it, and the main character, Ivy. So both of them are indie authors, both of them are really cute feel-good books, and both of them are absolutely fabulous indies. Number 7 is decaf. And if anybody knows me, they realize that decaf is so not my thing. Like, I drink coffee for the caffeine. I work full time, I write, I have kids, I do about 8 billion things a day, it seems like. I do not have time for decaf. So, if I'm going to drink coffee, it is absolutely going to be caffeinated, but this particular question is, oops, I ordered decaf. And that is a book that you were expecting more out of, because let me tell you, if you think you have coffee that's got caffeine in it and you realize that it doesn't, that's definitely an oops. So, here's my oops. This one is a book called See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. I will admit it is an adult book, and y'all know how I feel about adult books. But the thing is this book was supposed to be about the Lizzie Borden, like, debacle, right? And so I'm pretty sure you all know who Lizzie Borden is. She's the girl that took an axe and, like, killed her parents, like, 40 whacks, right? Like, I just don't understand. Like, even though it was an adult book, I was still expecting something to be exciting, something to be riveting, maybe a bit of a horror feel to it. And it just wasn't what I got. The book itself, the writing wasn't bad, but it's just, it did not fit my expectations at all. So, that's my book. And then book number 8, the last one in our tag, is The Perfect Blend. And that is a book that was a little bitter and a little sweet, which made it just absolutely wonderful. And so my book for this one is actually another indie author and another lady that I know, and it is Scout's Honor by my friend Dory Ann Dupre. This book is super cute. It is a contemporary. It is, I would say, a coming-of-age novel. It's not necessarily YA and it's not necessarily adult, but it follows the story of Scout as she grows up and comes of age. And there are definitely some parts in this book that I was like, no, what are you doing, Scout? Stop! And then there were other parts that were just like so feel good. And if you're going to read this book, I'm just going to tell you, if you ever hear one of the characters call her little girl, just that's a cue that Scout she needs to run. She's got to run. That's my hint for you. But, yeah, it was really good. It tugged at the heartstrings, but then at the end, everything kind of worked out. It wasn't like Chasing Evelyn or Paper Wishes, where I was just like, oh, I'm just so happy and this is great. And it wasn't like some of my like dystopian novels where everything is just really like intense. It was the perfect blend. It was perfect. So definitely a book that you should absolutely check out. So those are my books, and now it is your turn. Tag your it. If you would like to comment below with some of your choices for the books, or if you would like to mention what you think about my choices or ask any questions, I would love to connect with you. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at _JM_Sullivan. I would love to connect with you there and carry on the conversation. I am going to pass on the fun to my editor, the beautiful and talented Miss Paperback Prima Donna at Trish Tobias. She is wonderful. She's lovely. She reads so many books, and her book wisdom is top notch. So I'm definitely interested to see what she comes up with. But unfortunately, my coffee is running alarmingly low and I need to go refill it. So until next time, and as always, happy reading. I love this coffee mug. Look, it's got cute little owls.